Prince Harry, the same man who spilled more royal tea than a clumsy butler at Buckingham Palace, might just be getting a quiet government makeover. And no, I'm not talking about a new haircut. Though honestly, mate, that might help too. This week, Harry popped up in Angola walking through minefields like he's auditioning for the next Bond film. But here's the kicker. He wasn't just there for the Instagram content. Welcome back to Royal Cookies, where we serve up the juiciest royal gossip with a side of heart-wrenching humanity. Please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. Oh no, something much more interesting is brewing behind those palace walls. And today we're going to unpack exactly what it means when the same government that's been giving Harry the cold shoulder suddenly starts playing nice. Buckle up, because this story has more twists than a pretzel factory. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this Angola trip might just be Harry's golden ticket back into the establishment's good books. Let's start with what actually happened, shall we? Harry jetted off to Angola this week. Not for a holiday, mind you, but to highlight the ongoing efforts to clear landmines. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another celebrity cause, remember this. Landmines are Princess Diana's legacy cause. We're talking about literally following in his mother's footsteps. And I mean that quite literally. Diana walked those same danger zones just months before her death. But here's where it gets juicy. Harry wasn't just there as some random celebrity ambassador. He met with Angola's President Lourenço, chatted about demoning efforts like his running foreign policy, and, wait for it, attended a reception at the British Embassy to hobnob with business leaders. Now, here's the million-pound question. Who invited him to that embassy shindig? Because last I checked, Harry's about as officially royal as I am officially qualified to crown the next monarch. He's a private citizen, remember? The same private citizen who wrote a best-selling memoir called Spare that had more explosive revelations than Guy Fawkes' basement. Here's where things get properly interesting, and frankly, a bit suspicious. The Foreign Office, you know, the same people who've been treating Harry like he's got diplomatic leprosy since he moved to California, might have actually sanctioned this little embassy soiree. Think about it. You don't just waltz into a British embassy reception because you fancy a canapé and some small talk about trade agreements. These things are planned with military precision. Guest lists are scrutinized like nuclear launch codes, and every handshake is choreographed. So if Harry was there, someone wanted him there. And if the UK government wanted him there, well, that's not just news. That's a seismic shift in how they're treating our favorite royal exile. It's like watching your ex slide into your DMs after publicly dragging you through the mud. Awkward? Absolutely. Intriguing? You bet your crown jewels it is. The timing is particularly delicious when you consider that just last week, and I mean literally 7 days ago, senior aides of King Charles and Prince Harry were spotted having what can only be described as peace talks in central London. Coincidence? In the royal world, there are no coincidences, only carefully orchestrated moves that would make a chess grandmaster weep with envy. Let's be brutally honest here. Harry's critics aren't exactly lining up to give him a redemption arc. The man wrote a book that revealed more family secrets than a drunk uncle at Christmas dinner. We learned about private conversations, family feuds, and enough behind-the-scenes drama to fuel a Netflix series, which, coincidentally, he also made. Some people are calling this Angola trip nothing more than a publicity stunt. And frankly, they might have a point. It's awfully convenient that Harry's suddenly focusing on philanthropy and diplomacy. You know, the exact kind of work he'd be doing if he hadn't decided to trade in his Royal Highness for a Hollywood lifestyle. But here's the thing about redemption in the royal world. It's not about whether the public forgives you. It's about whether the establishment finds you useful again. And right now, with King Charles dealing with health issues and William juggling more responsibilities than a circus performer, Harry's diplomatic skills might be looking pretty appetizing to the powers that be. It's like that friend who you fall out with spectacularly, but then they turn up with exactly the skills you need for your group project. You don't necessarily trust them with your deepest secrets anymore, but you'll take their help if it benefits everyone. Now, here's where the timing gets really interesting. The Invictus Games, you know, Harry's baby, his pride and joy, his look what I can accomplish without a royal title project, is coming to Birmingham in 2027. And suddenly, Harry's out there looking very much like a working royal again, shaking hands with presidents and attending embassy functions. That's not an accident. That's strategic positioning that would make Machiavelli proud. Harry's essentially trying to rehabilitate his image in the eyes of the British public before hosting his biggest event on home soil. It's like getting a makeover before your high school reunion. You want to show up looking like you've got your life together, even if you're still figuring things out. The brilliant thing about focusing on landmine clearance is that it's completely uncontroversial. Nobody's going to argue against removing explosive devices that kill and maim innocent people. It's Princess Diana's cause, it's humanitarian, and it makes Harry look like the compassionate royal he always claimed to be, rather than the disgruntled family member airing dirty laundry. Plus, let's be honest, walking through actual minefields makes for some pretty compelling visuals. It's dangerous, it's meaningful, and it shows Harry literally putting himself at risk for a cause greater than himself. While Harry's been globe-trotting and minefield walking, King Charles has been hosting his own diplomatic events. This week, he convened government ministers at St. James's Palace to tackle Britain's knife crime epidemic. If you're obsessed with royal strategy and environmental impact like I am, make sure you're subscribed to Royal Cookies because we're serving up the most sustainable royal content on YouTube. And remember, in a world full of fast fashion and royal scandals, sometimes the most revolutionary thing you can do is wear your values on your sleeve, preferably in a gorgeous shade of green. Sophie's proving that environmental activism isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. Until next time, keep munching on those eco-friendly royal cookies.